Visitor Center was the central hub of Jurassic Park. It was here where many of the park operations were controlled via the state-of-the-art computer and automation system. Guests of Jurassic Park would depart from here on their tour of the island in the Ford Explorers. The exterior of the building was very stylistic, with a massive archway surrounding the doors, slanted walls, and 3 large domes on the roof, covered in thatch to give a true safari vibe. At the front of the building sat a staircase with fountains and vegetation on each side. Once inside, visitors would walk into the main lobby, or rotunda. A magnificent display of dinosaur skeletons, Tyrannosaurus and Alamosaurus, stood in the center, with a hanging banner which read, "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth." There were 2 floors, with a large curving staircase leading up to the second. In the back was a mural of a prehistoric setting, and on the other side was the cafe. On the second floor sat the laboratory, control room, VIP dining room, and the Mr. DNA ride. The cafe was one of a few restaurants on the island. To the left of the room was the gift shop, where guests could purchase various official Jurassic Park licensed merchandise, from shirts to plush toys and even an assortment of JP-themed books. On the right side of the room was a doorway leading to an outdoor eating area. Visitors could go out and enjoy the tropical weather while dining. At the back of the room were 2 doors leading to the Visitor Center's industrial-sized kitchen. It was fitted to be able to serve large quantities of guests at any given time. Up on the second floor, the VIP dining room was a location in the building where high-up InGen staff who were visiting the island would go to eat, as well as any other important guests such as celebrities or Hammond's family. The Mr. DNA ride was a moving theater that a group of guests would go to experience before taking the tour of the park. A cartoon character named Mr. DNA would give a presentation of how the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were cloned, although simplified to the level of which a child could understand it, of course. After that, the room would begin turning and pass by the laboratory and hatchery, as well as the control room, before the ride would end and visitors would exit. The lab was where some research, DNA storage, as well as some dinosaurs were born. We put an emphasis on some, as it is known that the lab on Isla Nublar was mainly a showroom for the tourists, while the real work was done over on Isla Sorna, Site B. Regardless, in the lab there was a large cold chamber where some of the DNA vials were kept. There was also a hatching table where dinosaur eggs were kept, with an electronic arm which would turn the eggs to keep them heated on all sides. The control room was where most technical operations on the island were controlled from. This included the entire tour as well as the tour vehicles, the large main gates, the whole electric fence system, among other things. One of the key features of Jurassic Park was how automated everything was. Hammond ensured that automation was implemented wherever possible to limit the need of employees on the island. In 1993, the Tyrannosaurus broke into the Visitor Center, killing off 2 out of 3 of the raptors, as well as destroying the skeletal display in the lobby. During the InGen cleanup of Isla Nublar in 1994, the building was left for the most part intact, while nearly all the other original facilities were destroyed. Fast forward to 2015, when the new Jurassic World is open and fully operating, and the original Visitor Center was still sitting there deep in the jungle, rotting away like a relic of the past. However, the Indominus Rex broke into the building and destroyed a lot of the second floor balcony. Unfortunately, the Visitor Center likely went up in flames and destroyed completely during the eruption of Mount Sibo on Nublar in 2018.